Let's go, baby. Holy shit, we got a lot of rares. 2 𝑉𝐴𝐿𝐿 and 2 possession engines? What the fuck is this pool? What the fuck is this pool right now? I don't even understand. Someone explain to me what just happened. We got 2 rares in like every pack? Okay. Okay, Magic, you're drunk. Go home. Jeez Louise. We actually got more than that, too, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. It didn't even show 2 of them, because it couldn't fit them. Mindspring Merfolk, 𝑉𝐴𝐿𝐿, Possession Engine. I wonder if we're playing white. Market Backwalker. Or, I wonder if we're playing blue. And then we either splash black for Quag Feast, or splash red for Colodin. And considering we've got 2 possession engines, maybe Colodin.
Eventually.
I guess the Pact Altera depends on how many artifacts we're actually playing with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It could be really good. Just gives us a whole bunch of life. I think we drop one of the camera launchers. That's what I think we do. I could see an argument for dropping the other camera launcher to put the Daring Mechanic back in, or dropping the Daring Mechanic to put another camera launcher back in. But I think I like having one of each. I think everything else is correct. I think everything else is correct. I'm going to do one last quick gloss over. We got Siphon Fuels as more removal. I think that's the only other big question mark. Is, do we want to get greedy and put a lot more removal back in? 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half, 5 and a half, 6 and a half, 7 and a half. I think we have plenty of removal. I don't think we need the overcosted -6, -6. I mean, some of that is like bounce removal, but the bounce removal is canceled out by the fact that some of that is like stealing their guy, which is better than just normal removal. So, yeah, I think this is good. Black is our secondary color. White is the splash for the Embalmed Descendant, Daring Mechanic, Glory Heathlinks, and Leonin Surveyor, which I do think are good enough. Sweet. This is a great hand. Inquiring hands must... Inquiring... Wait, did I say hands? Inquiring minds must know.
Let's rock!
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Keep 7. Alright, we're gonna start with the night market. We're gonna name white. Make sure we have that for turn 3 Embalmed Descendant. A Wreckage Wickerfolk. It's a good card. It's a very good card. We could Surveyor or we could Wretched Doll. Surveyor does not attack through the Wickerfolk. The Wretched Doll does. So I actually think we play the Wretched Doll here. That way next turn we can start our engines and attack and get up to 2 if we want. Unless he wants to trade. You can trade if you want to slow me down. Alright, we're at 2. We do need to stop that Wickerfolk next turn, so that he doesn't get to max speed. I don't know if we want to waste our Flood the Engine, though. We might just stall out. It's less mana efficient. That was actually kind of wasteful. Doing extra damage doesn't really help in any significant way. Not at this point in the game. Oh, that's perfect. Stall out. You know what? I don't really care if he gets to max speed. I don't think I care. Max speed will only matter if this guy's in his graveyard. So if we just keep him on the battlefield tapped down for 3 turns, seems pretty good. He could activate the burner rocket, but then it's just trading with one of my dudes. And that's fine. Come on, ZDH. Show me. Show me. We definitely get through to take up our speed, but we get to keep our max speed payoff. So go ahead, trade with your burner rocket. 0 cares. And the Surveyor is down. Now if he holds back the Wickerfolk as a blocker, he can stop one of our guys, but he can't stop all of them. And that also prevents him from getting to max speed. But we don't even know if he has max speed payoffs. Let's stock up. Two into our hand. I will take you. Which means we could use Quag Feast. Seems kind of wasteful. Let's attack. So crash and burn. Okay, that's fine. Takes an awful lot for him to do that. We'll play the backwater. So we've got 2 pieces of removal for any bombs he drops to get in our way. And we've got a camera launcher for value. We should be fine. We should be completely and utterly fine. 0 worries. I kind of just want to play this and trigger it. Is it better to trade one of our creatures for his guy and keep our removal? Probably. Let's just attack. He'll probably trade it for the zombie, which is good for us. If he lets it through, that's good for us too. And then we'll play the camera launcher. And these are not instant speeds, so we can just do this now. We'll exhaust the camera launcher. We have 2 pieces of good removal for any possible bombs he plays. Wickerfolk Indomitable. Sure. We probably kill that with a Quag Feast. But we're going to start by 𝐻𝐸𝑅𝑒𝑓𝑡 Ring. Yeah, we're going to Quag Feast it. He can play it from his yard or whatever. We'll swing, block there, he'll take 3. If he's dumb enough to attack with the Wickerfolk, we can crew the 𝐻𝐸𝑅𝑒𝑓𝑡r with the Thopter and eat the Wickerfolk. Thunderhead Gunner. Discard a card, draw a card. Activate only as a sorcery and only once each turn. Well, he's going to be really sad. Give me your gunner. He has to block anyway. But this makes it so that instead of going to 1 and killing our Thopter, we get to keep our Thopter, which I think might be better. We don't want to discard our Flood the Engine. Although if we do draw any lands, we'll be happy to use this Thunderhead Gunner's ability. Happy to. Intimidation Tactics. It's not an artifact or creature. Oh god. Yeah, that's it, buddy. Good game. Holy moly, this deck. We'll keep 7. And not sack it, but you have the option to. Which I think is really cool. So I think Possession Engine just might be like a better version of those threaten style effects. You steal their thing, you eventually sack it, and then once it's sacked, you're not worried about crewing this and turning it into a creature. Because the one problem with crewing the Possession Engine and turning it into a creature is if they have creature removal, they take out the Possession Engine. And they get their dude back. So it's risky to turn it into a creature. But in a sack deck, you sack their dude, then you still have value. We're going to go black. And we're going to pass the turn. We've got to flood the engine for next turn, or potentially whatever we draw. And as soon as we draw one more land, we've got both Possession Engines and our 𝐻𝐸𝑅𝑒𝑓𝑡r ready to go. Which is bananas. Well, there it is. Do we flood the engine? No. We're still gonna do nothing. Hear me out. If we wait for him to waste mana, putting counters on the specialist before we flood the engine, that's really good for us. Like, sure, he might hit for an extra 2 damage that turn or whatever. Ooh. maximum. Well, let's just get there. The one thing that's worth noting is if we steal his dude with the possession engine, we don't get to untap it. So he's still swinging in with the other guy. But we don't have a lot of options. Like, we could play 𝑉𝐴𝐿𝐿 and just not spend the rest of our mana. And then he just exhausts at instant speed and kills the 𝑉𝐴𝐿𝐿 if we block, so we can't really do that anyway. I guess for this turn, the best thing we can do, even though we can't use it as like a blocker or anything, is still to get the 𝐿Drifter out there to draw the cards. And then we're good for next turn. Actually, we should have... Damn it. We should have had a 𝑉𝐴𝐿𝐿 before we played the 𝐿Drifter. That was wrong, too. We should have played the Possession Engine and just taken a Specialist. That's what we should have done. We should have saved the 𝐿Drifter for after 𝑉𝐴𝐿𝐿. Let's see. We got Stall out. We have a lot of removal. Let me think. Stall out. Yeah, let's save Flood the Engines for a bomb. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stall out one of these. We're gonna play 𝑉𝐴𝐿𝐿, and we're gonna pass. I'm not in a rush to try and race him, because he's got a guy out that's pumpable. Let's just put down a solid board that can block effectively. Okay, I mean, we get rid of a lightning strike at least. It's not the worst ever. And since we have max speed, we can draw a card off of it. We draw 2 because of 𝑉𝐴𝐿𝐿. That's a big dude. We're gonna take it. We draw 2 off of 𝑉𝐴𝐿𝐿. Do I want to take it? Or do I want to play 2 things? Yeah, let's just Possession Engine. Still, we want to kind of stabilize here. If he kills the Ketradon, we crew the Possession Engine in response, so we have a blocker. If he kills the Possession Engine, we crew the 𝐿Drifter in response, so that we have a blocker. He gets back to Ketradon, but it won't have haste. So, no matter what, we're kind of safe. If we can just survive long enough to play everything that we have, we're just going to win. We have an insane amount of value. I'm actually kind of glad we didn't save the 𝐿Drifter now, because I'm a little bit more worried about, like, running out of cards. We'll do another Possession Engine. We'll take the Rex. We'll Grim Bauble this guy while he doesn't have the mana to pump it. And he scoops. Double Possession Engine wins the day. This looks like a pretty good hand. We have to choose between blue for Stock Up or black for Embalmed Descendant. And that's actually kind of a bummer.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
But still good enough to keep. Like, blue probably draws us into our black land with stock up, but then we do have to waste stock up finding a black land. Whereas if we pick black, we get to make sure we start our engines earlier. I think we have to pick blue, though. It's the safe way. Black's the greedy way. Black is the greedy way. Glad you're still here and hanging, Ancestor. Appreciate you. Do we stall it out? Or do we play a 1/1 Market Back Walker that draws us a card when it dies? How greedy do we want to be? We're going to do not the greed play. We're going to do the safe play. He's not going to want to trade his merfolk, for sure. Eventually we get up to 4, we can just start putting more counters on it. But if he is control heavy, and he's just looking for a target for his removal in his hand, that's a bad one. I mean, that's really good for us, I'm not going to lie. That's actually really good for us. We're just going to drop the Daring Mechanic, have a dude, pass a turn. Hopefully we draw another land. If we don't, we're probably stocking up. Holding on to our removal. 3/3 merfolk. I mean, we get to get rid of your exhaust ability. Yeah, I'll trade. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? You do have to worry about this 4/2 now. Super tempted to stall it out, but I actually think it's just better to draw. Find our black land, and we'll find a possession engine for when we eventually get another blue land. We have so many ways of dealing with this Vanguardian. With 3 pieces of removal in our hand, we got a Market Back Walker we could play as a 2/2 that draws us 2 cards when it dies. We've got a Wretched Doll that can trade. We've got Embalmed Ascendant, which makes a zombie that can trade. Just so much value. So much value. The question is, how do we want to use that value? I think Embalmed Ascendant is a good idea. It starts our engines. And we're not going to want to block with the Ascendant itself, but the zombie can block one of his dudes and be very happy. And he's running out of cards, and we are not. I think we'd probably drop the Market Back Walker next. We could go Wretched Doll, stall out. We could do that. And since we need to stop his aggression, we probably will. We're not going to block that. We lose too much. But we definitely need to stop both dudes. So we need to play 2 things. Let's stall out this guy so he can't get the bonuses. And then play the Wretched Doll. And then attack to take up our speed because we're not blocking with this symbol. Even if he has removal. And then gets us to 2. Which would be very unfortunate. Hazard of the Dunes, okay. think I did things backwards. I just realized the Javelineer gives out its ability even when it's tapped. I thought it was whenever it attacks, it does the thing. That's fine, though. We have 5 mana, not quite enough for the Market Back Walker. We can kill the Hazard of the Dunes. Or we can just slow him down and trip it up. We know he almost definitely just plays it next turn. But that also slows us down, right? How many cards we got in the graveyard? 4? So we can kill the Hazard with the Quag Feast. And then still play a Leonin Survivor? Or Surveyor? That might be better. Yeah, let's not take a chance. Let's just do it. He does have 2 mana available. Spell Pierce. I mean, we'll pay for it, for sure. Kinda stinks, because we don't get to play our other thing. That's okay. We're at 3. If we can just get to speed 4, we can start gaining some life back when our things die. Wreck Remover. Gain a life. Exiled the Daring Mechanic. So we could trip it up so that we can get to speed 4. We don't really have a ton of other options, but he does get to exile cards and gain life when he replays it. But it does kind of slow him down, making him have to replay it, right? I think we just drag out the game. If he puts it on top, he basically loses a draw. And we get to max speed no matter what. And then once we're at max speed, we can just start throwing everything down and not care. Really wanted to get to max speed so that as our things die, we can start getting our life back since we're so low. So I kind of think that was the priority. And I'm not really worried about him exiling things. If we get a blue mana, though... You donezo, buddy. Let me think. Do we want to play 2 things? Or do we want to play the Market Back Walker? We've got a 3-4 coming in. So no matter what, we got to make sure we can stop a 3-4. Then Wixit could do that. And then we also need something that can deal with a 3-2. Like, the Market Back Walker would be a really good option for trading with the Javelineer. This is going to attack as a 4-4, which is actually a huge problem for us. Yeah, this is actually kind of rough. We've got to do it like this. Just to hold off his guys, because now we threaten to double block the Wreck Remover, and one of our guys still survives, and we gain 2 life. And when we die, we drain for 1 with the Abalm Descendant too. Trip up. Unfortunately, we need our blue source. Well, that's bad. Now we just have to trade the Leonin Survivor for the Javelineer. and keep our Embalmed Descendant and go to 2. But we'll go to 3. Because we'll drain off of the Embalmed Descendant. Which isn't the worst ever. Backwater, we finally have some blue. How do we stop the 4/4? I guess it'll be a 3/4 now, right? I guess we just play the Pactol Terror. And unless he gets lucky with his top decks, we've got a blocker for each of his dudes without our guys dying. Okay. I think that'll be enough. We prevent him from getting to max speed. Now we have Possession Engine. But I kind of just want to play the Market Back Walker for 3. Hold on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, fine. Drain. Steal. Vinwixit. Swing, swing. We are back in this game, baby. Coming back. What were we at? 4 life? 2 life? Block the 3/4, go to 17. End the turn. Next turn, if we top deck a land, we can play a Market Back Walker as a 4/4. I mean, that's awesome for us. Because we just sack the Wreck Remover. We get to drain off of it. And now we don't have to worry about him killing our Possession Engine and getting it back. We'll drop the land. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crew with the Market Back Walker. 5, 9. Dude, wild. Wild! I am draining the main vein, my dude. Engine Rat with Death Touch. Well, that's not good. Let's draw a million cards. Nobunaga is history. Get it? This looks fine. We don't have our white, but we do only have 4 cards in the whole deck that are white, and we have a pretty good curve here. So we're going to keep it. Since we don't have a 2-drop, we play Island on 1, Mindspring Merfolk. On turn 2, we play the Backwater. That gives us pretty good options on turn 3. More than likely we play the Aether Jacket first so we can start getting in. Let's go, Clinton. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I think we Calaxion. But we'll attack first in case he has like a shock or something. Not actual shock, but there's a version of shock in this set, right? I'm pretty sure. He better get a blocker down, man. Daring Mechanic. Let's see. We're in no rush with the Calaxion. Just play the Pactol Terror, use it to block the Daring Mechanic. Buy us our time to stock up. Interface Ace. We will stock up. We do not need land. That is the one thing we do not need. Let's find some gas. Dude, stock up is so good. Card's bananas. I mean, I know it's a sorcery, but card's just bananas. Maybe that's a good one to use with the 4/2 flash fairy from Foundations. That makes it so everything can be cast with flash. I think my opponent might have given up. Possibly. We'd probably want to grab a 2-drop and a bomb. That's what I'm thinking. That way we can play something else this turn. Which would get us way ahead on tempo. And then also have a bomb play for next turn. So, Possession Engine. I'm thinking the links. 0/4 and a 3/3. Lynx doesn't really do anything against the 3/3, that's the biggest problem. I mean, we could just get really greedy, but maybe the Wretched Doll is better because of the daring mechanic. Or maybe we just want removal to get rid of the daring mechanic so Calaxium can swing. But I mean, we're already doing that next turn with the Possession Engine, right? A lot of possibility here. I'm going to take the Lynx. I'm just going to take the best card. I'm just going to take the best card. Also keep in mind we can draw a million cards with this guy. We could draw 4 next turn. Which, I mean, we won't until we run out of gas, but something to keep in mind. We might not even use the Possession Engine next turn. If we get like a good 3-drop, we could just play the Aether Jacket and the 3-drop. High gas Trickster, yeah. I like the Trickster. I've wanted to build a deck around it, but you have to really find the cards that are going to get the most insane value off of being played at flash speed. And then the other problem with that is, like, if you're using those cards and you don't have the Trickster, if you have those cards and you don't have the Trickster... Oh, that was not good. That was not good at all. I mean, we still have value to come back with, but still. If you don't get the Trickster, then all those cards are probably less valuable. Because they're all not as good. That seems like a really good one to steal. I would like to steal it. So that's the problem with High Fate Trickster. I really want to build around it. I feel like someday I'll figure something out. Ooh, I can't crew it without... Fine. At least we get rid of his artifact removal. It's not great, but it's not awful. We also get to start our engines. He doesn't get to take that back. We get to Hull Drifter next turn and draw some cards, so it's not like the worst ever. It's just not good. It's just not good for us. But I still think we're in the dominant position here. Even with that happening, I think we're in the dominant position here. We've got stall out. Too bad that's not an instant. Oof. We probably want to cycle the night market. He could just drop another creature and use it to send this guy in, but we have to at least try and hope he doesn't have another creature. Also cruise 3, so it does have to be like a decent body. Ah, it's another. He should have cycled that, you buffoon. Daring Mechanic. I guess we'll play the land. Super risky, but there's not a lot we can do to stop him from swinging in with one of these. Oh, there he goes. We're taking 6. That is a very difficult race right there. Flood the engine. Well, tapping down a vehicle seems bad, right? So, this is a turning point in the game for sure. Because we have a choice. We could flood the chariot, say go, and then if he crews the Ironclad, we can trade our Hull Drifter for it. Or, we can try and race him. We can flood the Catalyzer, hope he doesn't draw a creature. Crew our Hull Drifter with our Daring Mechanic, put a counter on it, swing for 4, and then we have lethal in 2 turns. I think it's better to race. I think it's better to race. It's terrifying. But we're going for it. We're going for it. 2 more attacks and we win. That's not even counting what we draw. Let's go, baby. He's down to 4. This is it. He's not at max speed yet. Swings with Vigilance, I guess that makes sense. And it's over. Right? He doesn't have reach. Oh my god. That was risky. That was risky. Oh, this is a great hand. Yeah, we'll keep this. We got 2 Vin Wixit and 2 Possession Engines. Bananas. Absolutely bananas. We're gonna start our engines right now. The engines have been started. with a Verge. I think Aether Jacket might just be better. Can start swinging in the air every single turn, and also gives us the option of having artifact removal held up if we need it. Although we do have to use the artifact removal at sorcery speed, but that's fine. I think this card would be busted if that was an instant speed ability. Even at sorcery speed, I think this card is one of the best colorless cards. We're gonna slow him down, trip up the Aether Jacket, start ticking up our speed. We could just get one more blue source, we can just steal his Aether Jacket, which would be insane. Because then we get to use his Aether Jacket to kill his other artifacts, instead of him using his Aether Jacket to kill ours, which would be very bad. There's the Aether Jacket. And there's the island. Give me that Aether Jacket. Let's go. So now all we need is something to sack the Aether Jacket to kill before he gets rid of our possession engine. It's too much. It's worth noting we have no white mana with this. We would have to get a swamp to turn on the Verge. But at least it means we get white mana if we draw a swamp or a plains, instead of just having to draw a plains to get it. So I still think it's keepable. Let's see, does he have something to play on one? No. Ooh, Tranquil Cove. Well, there we go. Now we have our white. Now we have our white. Which means we can get that Lynx out there. Use it to start finding our planes. Apparently he's thinking the same thing. Roadside assistance. Nice. +1/+1 lifelink. Kinda wasteful, because he already has lifelink, right? So we bobble to kill his pilot. And then play the Guidelight Optimizer. To crew the Lynx. It's not perfect, but I think it's good. I think it's good. Three lands we can fetch out and thin from our deck. We've got a Trip Up, which will get rid of the roadside assistance. That might be what we do next turn. Possibly. Wow, he didn't have anything else. It's an instant speed, so we can wait until he tries to do shenanigans. He might have some kind of a, like, untap it and block bullshit chicanery going on as a combat trick, so... Oh, you sucker. Doesn't have the hexproof instant. He loses both of his auras. Sticks his dude on the bottom. It's just gone forever. We get through and gain some life. Let's go. That's how it's done, boys. 4D chess. We are flooding a lot. But I don't know if it matters. 3-4. I would really like to get in. But I don't think it's in the cards. I think we just gotta hold off for now. So he gets to just make this bigger every turn. So we need to dig for removal for it. We have a lot of removal in the deck that can hit this. We just gotta find it. Stall out. I mean, it's something. It is something. Undo. Tap it to saddle, please. Granted, we get through for less damage, but I think getting that last plains out of our deck is more important. We want to draw nothing but gas, please. I think next turn we just swing with everything. Depending on what he plays, of course. If we can get that speed ticked up and start drawing multiple cards. Be in a pretty good position. So let's do this. Swing, swing, swing. Get through for 7. Gain 2. Go up on speed. We'll get down the land he's already seen. And then we're going to sack the Grimbauble at the end of his turn to make sure we draw some kind of gas tomorrow. By tomorrow, I mean next turn. Can we just start referring to next turn as tomorrow? Can that be a thing? What's he going to eat? He should eat the 𝑉𝐴𝐿𝑂𝑟. Camera launcher is the worst one to eat. I think he's just worried about his health. Why is it letting me activate it? Whoa. What just happened? Ooh, that's a glitch. That's a glitch, right? We used the Elvish Refueler's ability. On his turn, everything. On his turn, both players have the ability to activate an exhaust ability. 'Cause it's not letting me do it on my turn. We used the exhaust ability twice on the camera launcher. It's not supposed to count for the opponent, but it's accidentally counting. That's very bad. Watch. We'll end the turn. It's gonna let us use our camera launcher's exhaust as soon as it passes priority. Oops. Wait, it's just letting us use it over and over? On our opponent's turn, we can just use it as many times as we want. I mean, I have to be sure it's actually doing what it's doing. I can't be banned. They screwed it up. I'm gonna report it right now, though. Alright, we have black and blue. We do not have white. But again, if we draw a swamp or a plains, we turn on our white. So it's better than just normally being without white. Stall out if we're desperate. Market back Walker if we're not. This looks fine. It's not amazing. I'd like another land. But I'll take it. If we want to play Embalmed Descendant on 3, which we probably do, we need this to be either black or white. I think black is probably better in case we draw our 𝐂𝐒𝐒. So we're going to name black. Pass a turn. Turn 2, we probably just Market back Walker. Stops him from swinging with the Scurry Foot. Doesn't stop the Beast Rider, though. It doesn't stop the Beast Rider. But I think it's okay. I think just preventing an extra damage because this thing's not swinging in. I'd rather do that than waste our stall out on a 2-drop and we're also still taking 1 damage, you know? I guess we'll try to trade and draw a card. I don't know why he attacked with the 1/1. That was a really weird play. Oh, it doesn't count as a swamp. I screwed up big time. I should have picked plains. That's a mistake. That is for sure a mistake. If we optimizer this turn, we can pact Doll Terror next turn. Let's just do this. Alright, so that was a mistake. I forgot that the choosing black for Night Market wouldn't turn on the Verge. So we should have chose white. It wouldn't have made any difference unless we draw our 𝐂𝐒𝐒. Flood the engine, my camera launcher. Pretty good for him, but at least he's running out of gas. It is what it is. If we play the swamp, we get access to white. But do we want white right now? I guess we probably do. Because we can trade the 2/2. And that's strong, I think. Next turn, we can either Guidelight Optimizer and stall out, which is also really strong. I think if he attacks, we trade our 2/2 for the Vanguard and not the Expert, because we tap down the Expert, we don't have to risk it coming back from an exhaust ability. Right? I think that might be right. And then once we have that breathing room, we can Hull Drifter to draw some cards. and start overtaking the board. We will absolutely trade, my friend, and keep your 4-2 from attacking. Optimizer, so that we have 6 mana next turn, so that we can Terror and Surveyor. Maybe. Maybe. I think we have to stall out to buy us some time. So then it just comes down to, like, which of these that we play. I think the Optimizer is going to be better, because with the Optimizer we can play the Terror and the Surveyor next turn. The big problem is he drops a 4th land, he exhausts this, it swings as a 5/5, and we have to let it through. That's rough. Oh no, he's just cycling. I guess he doesn't have another land. He drew one. So if we do get the opportunity, we'll trade the Optimizer for the Guardian this turn. Okay. Oh, perfect. Perfect. So we're going to go Pact Alter, Drain, Grimbauble, kill the Guardian. And then we'll do some swinging. Alright, we are coming back. Does he have anything at instant speed? Alright, good. He's still got 2 counters on his expert. I think we can pull this off. I think we can pull this off. We've got a Calaxion. I think we saved the Hull Drifter. Let's do this. Do this. Our Hull Drifter can trigger a Pact Alter to drain, which will get us to max speed next turn even if he has blockers. Oh wait, he's exiling. I mean, it's still good to do this. Right? One, two. He's got 3 other cards he can exile to turn that thing into a creature. But at least we go up to 3 speed. Huh. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked. Maybe I should have played it safe and just put the Hull Drifter out. Started swinging with the Hull Drifter every turn. 7/6. I mean, I think we just trade the Calaxion for it, right? Oh, he's gonna run it over. I mean, I guess we just race him? One, two, three, four, 5. Make sure to leave some mana open to play something. Flood the engine, which we can't use yet. We could attack with both. And we would get to max speed. But we'd be pretty fucking dead. 7/6 trample. We really needed that extra mana for Flood the Engine. He's got the Afterburner Expert next turn too. This is bad. This is very bad. If I hadn't used the Optimizer for mana, I might be in a bit of a better spot. But I wanted to take a chance to draw into 2-drop removal. So I don't think it was necessarily a punt. I don't think it was a wrong play. It just ended up wrong in this situation. Because having the 2/1 to block with wasn't really all that much better anyway. We can't crew the Hull Drifter. This thing's got Trample. So we have to prevent 2. If he's got Pump, we're just dead. This forces him to have to use the Exhaust ability to keep that alive. It is what it is, man. He's got 1 creature left in the yard. Possession Engine. And we have just enough mana to do all of it. Insane. Actually insane. If he has a haste guy, it's gonna be a problem. No! Oh, God. Now we're kind of right back where we started. Freaking broken wings, man. We still have to deal with the expert. But it doesn't have trample. A land? Really? Well, this is a problem. Pass the turn. I think I probably should have put a stop and used the Grim Bauble during my upkeep. But I think that would have changed a lot. Is that on my turn? What would we have had in our hand right now? So it would have been, what, land, Wretched Doll, land. So we would have had a 3/1. Yeah. We would have still been alive. Because we would have had a 3/1 down as well. He probably would have killed the 3/1 instead of the Optimizer. But either way, we crew the Hull Drifter, right? Well, no. We only crew the Hull Drifter if we still have the 3/1 alive, because he killed it at the end of our turn. So Vinwixit on 2. If they kill it, we have another one. And then if we don't draw a land, we've got Optimizer on 3. If we do draw a land, we've got Aether Jacket. This is just a great hand. Scurryfoot. Don't need to night market yet. It'll probably be a white. Although it might be a blue. Midnight. Midnight. Mangler. Midnight. Maybe I should have played the optimizer. I think this is better. Do we white or do we blue? I think we go white. And if we optimizer, we have 4 mana next turn, but only for artifacts. So we could Wretched Doll and a 2-drop, but we don't really have any 2-drops. Doesn't seem like it would be worth it. I think just playing the Wretched Doll's better. Makes it hard for him to swing in with the Mangler. The Lynx will help us. The Lynx will help us get a Plains, but we need another land in play in order to use Trip Up to get rid of his blocker so that we can attack with the Lynx. Which is kind of a problem. He's going to make a 3/3 with his Scurryfoot, which is scary. I think we just got to play the Lynx. And we might as well play the Mindspring Merfolk. And then we just got to kind of hold the fort for now. Yeah, Brownie, that's why you don't craft things until you do all of the limited. We do all of the limited first. Okay, so he's going to make an elephant. It's fine. It's fine. We're going to trip up the elephant, maybe. We'll see. Can we successfully swing in with the Lynx if we trip up the elephant? No. No, we can't. I really want to attack with that Lynx. Really, really badly. Well, I guess we could wait until he blocks and then bounce the thing he blocks with. That still seems a little bit risky, though. I don't know, man. This is a rough-looking board state. Even Aether Jacket doesn't seem that good. I guess if we cast the Optimizer, we can use the mana to exhaust the Merfolk. Let's just play that out. And pass a turn. Another thing we could do is play the Aether Jacket and then trip up the Thopter token so he's got no flyers. He's crewing that, okay. Well, we will absolutely take this opportunity to block and trade. It seems okay to me. I think he got a little bit of ahead of himself there. Alright, so we could draw 3 cards, put a counter on this. And then we're kind of sitting ducks next turn. But that might get us to exactly where we need to be. We could also just play Aether Jacket and a Market Back Walker as a 1/1. I don't know how good that is. Maybe we just play it as a 2/2. Call it a day. Maybe we crew the Glory Heath Lynx and swing, knowing that it's going to die. Because we can use the land to play a Market Walk Backer as a 3/3. We don't have anything to saddle it if we want to play the Market Back Walker this turn. Damn, man. Damn. Double damn. Double damn. Okay, we're definitely not attacking. Trying to figure out what I want to do. I think we hold up all of our mana, and if we don't need to trip up, we use the Mindspring Merfolk. And then next turn we play a Market Back Walker as a 3/3, and that completely shuts down his offense. It's tough though, because it could be good enough to just play it as a 2/2 this turn. Aether Jacket's not going to do enough for us right now, although it might later. Trip Up's just hard to use. Rangers Refueler. Pass to attackers. Not going to attack. Okay. Well, we are going to activate the Merfolk. We've got Flood the Engine. We got Stall Out. We've got all sorts of shenanigans. Are any of them good enough? Not yet. We need to get down our value first. Pass the turn. If we can get down that Aether Jacket and then trip up the Thopter token, we can swing in every turn to get to max speed and start drawing a crazy amount of cards off of 𝑉𝐴𝐿𝐿. How many cards do we have left in our deck? 23. If we're not playing card draw cards, that could actually be really good for us. Okay, we're just drawing 3 cards, I guess. We absolutely block this Ranger's Refueler. We double block with these two. Even if we lose our Glory Heath Lynx, that's just really good for us. But I don't think he'll attack. Oh. He will attack. 𝐺𝐿𝐿𝐿. We'll take 4. We'll trade one of our guys for your Ranger's Refueler, and we'll gain 2. We've got Possession Engine. We've got Calaxion. We've got Stall Out. What creature is best to take? Maybe none. Maybe we save the Possession Engine. We have 6 mana, right? We could play Aether Jacket and Calaxion. Calaxion doesn't block super well, though. We kind of need to stop his aggression, right? Hull-Drifter is a big ol' flyer, which we have to worry about. Let's go Aether Jacket. And I guess, This is trickier than it looks. No attacks. Stall out, flood the engine, or Calaxion. I think we have to save flood the engine. Stall out's just, there isn't a particularly good use for it yet. We're just going to play Calaxion. Pass the turn. It's actually a really tricky board state. Just figuring out how to get the most value out of all of our cards. He doesn't have anything that's like really, really, really good. Well, now he does. We will Possession Engine the loot. For sure. If we blocks the loot with something, he can Lightning Bolt it. He's gonna Lightning Bolt Calaxion anyway, I'm pretty sure. Which is kind of a problem. So, I think we're just going to try and get the most value as possible here. We're going to go block, 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 and we'll let loot through. And if he wants to, he can Lightning Bolt one of our creatures to save one of his creatures. Doesn't. See how greedy he gets. Plays Redshift. He's holding up a blue or a green. Well, in case he has the counterspell, we do need to play this land. And then we will Possession Engine the loot. So he can gain 3 mana if he wants to play something at instant speed. Or he can draw 3 cards, which is probably what he'll do. And then we're going to stall out his Redshift. And we're going to attack with Vigilance. Okay, we'll trade for your Hull-Drifter. That's fine. I didn't think you'd do that. But I guess if he has another really good artifact he's worried about, then it's probably smart. Now, we probably want to play the Night Market for red. Aww, he did a Roadside Blowout. That's sad. We could have done Night Market for red so that we could use a Lightning Bolt eventually. No blocks. We'll take 5. He gets to draw cards again. That's really bad for us. That's really, really, really bad for us. So I guess we go gain a life, flood the engine, yeah, draw all your cards. Now he's at 11. Now we just have to deck him, basically. We're gonna hold up, trip up. Wu-Yan-Ling. Well, we definitely don't want to trip up Wu-Yan-Ling to give more value. Attacks with flying because of Wu-Yan-Ling. That's a problem. If we could blow him out and block the flying creature because it would be on the ground by bouncing the Wu-Yan-Ling, I would do it. But we can't kill it. We have a 0/4, so it's not worth it. We're just going to take the 4 in the air this turn. Cycle the night market. Rocketeer boost buggy. Oh, that is a problem. We just have to survive. We've got another possession engine. Loot's locked down, but eventually I think we possession engine the loot. But maybe we don't yet. Embalmed Descendant, no matter what. I guess we could steal the Wu-Yan-Ling. Because then our possession engine would have flying. But he had to have drawn into, like, removal and stuff, right? We only really have two choices. We trip up the Wu-Yan-Ling, and then we block all of his vehicles. Which isn't super good. We only get to kill one of them. We'd kill the boost buggy, probably. Or we just steal the Wu-Yan-Ling right now. Force them all on the ground. And make him really not want to attack, hopefully. These vehicles are crew 3. Which means we'd only be able to block 2 things if we have to crew a vehicle. That was the wrong one. Right? No, that was the right one? Well, we lose. We lose. He has too many fucking cards, man. Double draws off the loot was insane. Our possession engine backfired big time. Literally all it did was allow him to reuse his loot. Which is crazy. I mean, we're already dead in the air. Let's just concede. We have all of our lands. We've got an entire curve. This looks perfect. This looks perfect. Hello, Stepken. Looks like he has to mulligan. We'll play Mindspring Merfolk. We will attack. I guess we play the Guidelight Optimizer. the 1/3. Don't think we kill it. I think that would be wasteful. I think it just slows down our aggression. We play the daring mechanic. It is what it is. 2 lands away from Possession Engine. We got a Quag Feast if we're desperate. Actually, we're 1 land away because of the Guidelight Optimizer. Ooh. Ooh. Alright. We have another blue, but do we want to play it safe? In case our guy dies? I think so. I think we gotta play it safe. Doesn't have Death Touch. I would love to be able to do it at instant speed. Just attack when he double blocks, Quag Feast one of them, and bump the other one. But too risky. Swing 3. End the turn. So next turn, unless he kills our Optimizer, we have the Possession Engine. We just want him to play a really good creature that we can actually steal with it. He's swinging for 1. He must really need that speed, huh? If he doesn't, we can just Mindspring Merfolk and draw a bunch of cards. Sack a creature or vehicle, destroy an artifact an opponent controls. Is he gonna sack the Wicker Folk? Wow, to kill the Optimizer? I mean, he didn't see it coming, did he? Interesting. Good thing I played that Night Market for blue. We'll just do it. We'll take the tempo advantage. And hope that he doesn't have artifact removal still. Grim Javelineer, sure. Glory Heath Lynx. Glory Heath Lynx. You're gonna take it. Okay. That's fine. We'll hold on to all of our cards. He could still kill the artifact and blow us out, but if he had the ability to do that, I don't think he would have played the things he played. I think he would have done that ASAP. So barring a really good top deck, I think it's okay to just invest in the Possession Engine and save our cards for other turns. He's got something to do on our turn. That, my friend, was a mistake. Just want to think, how do I want to do this? I mean, do I care? Do I need the Possession Engine? Probably better to just draw a million cards off the Mindspring Merfolk, right? He's He's going to get back the blockbuster anyway. So, it doesn't really matter. Pass the turn. Alright, we can crew the Hull Drifter. We can draw 4 cards with the Mindspring Merfolk. Ooh. Dracosaur Auxiliary. But he doesn't get to deal 2 to my Hull Drifter. He will be able to kill the Mindspring Merfolk. Which sucks. And we also will not be able to block and kill it with the Hull Drifter, so we're going to have to just let it through. I'm not that worried, though. I was going to just wait before he declares attackers when it moves to attack step and trip it up. But it's way better to stall it out, isn't it? And that leaves us 4 mana. So let's go stall out. I mean, we win in 2 turns, right? Trying to think of just like the best way to use our mana. Swing for 3. We don't need the counter this time. Play the links. And the turn. Because now we can block and trade with a dude and gain life. All we need to do is survive until next turn and we win. If the Daring Mechanic and the Hull Drifter are alive and he has no way of getting rid of them, we just win. I mean, he doesn't have lethal, so it's probably even better to just have more blockers. Yeah, we'll just take it. Yeah, that's not enough. We're swinging in the air. We are swinging in the air, my friend. No reason to attack with the links. It only matters if we don't win this turn. And if we don't win this turn, it's better as a blocker. So what's the last card? Cycles a Gravestalker. And that's it. Smash for 4. Daring Mechanic and Hull Drifter gets us the win. Perfect 7, baby. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at Patreon. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible, so honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your contributions. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. The more likes we get and the quicker we get them, the bigger this channel will grow and the faster it will grow. I'd love nothing more than this channel to become something very special for you guys, but it's entirely up to you how fast that happens. Also, if you'd like more deck text, that's somewhere over there. And if you'd like to see what else the channel's been up to lately, that's somewhere up that way. Also, subscribe, circle below, do all the things.